This is a tutorial on cell division, and if you have a revision guide, then you will find the information in Chapter 2, Section 2.1, titled Cell Division. Before we get started, let's remind ourselves of what we already know. So get yourselves a pen and paper ready to take some notes and see if you can answer the following. When you are ready, press the spacebar to move on. How well did you do? Don't worry if you got some wrong. Note down the correct answers and check back on your notes. If they are not to hand, then try typing the answer into a search engine to find your missing information. By the end of this tutorial, you should be able to describe exactly what chromosomes are and be able to explain the whole process of mitosis. So, what is a chromosome and what is it made up of? Well, it's a long chain or a strand of DNA that's tightly coiled up. The picture here in the top left-hand corner shows a small section of it being uncoiled, and you can make out the DNA, which is coded as the letters A, T, C and G. Segments of the DNA are grouped together on a chromosome and are known as genes, and these are coded instructions on how to build very specific proteins. Now, chromosomes contain genetic material, so you should know that they are found in the nucleus of a cell. But how many strands are there? Well, we humans have 23 pairs, so that's 46 in total. If you notice on the diagram on the right, the 23rd pair are your sex chromosomes. 2 long strands would denote an XX pair, which would be female. And, as shown here, 1 long strand and 1 short strand denotes an XY pair, which would be male. Where do the 23 pairs come from? Well, 1 from each pair would be from your mother and 1 would be from your father. So, now we know what chromosomes are, let's look at how they behave in cell division. Firstly, think about why we need cell division. Right, well without it, we would all be the same size of a newborn baby. So we clearly need it for our growth. Now think about when you cut yourself. Well, without a repair mechanism, none of your cuts and grazes that you got in your life would ever heal. So we need it for repair too. Right, so we know that cell division is vital for growth and repair of living creatures. So let's have a look at how cells divide. So look at the diagram at the bottom of the page. The first step is all about making sure a cell is large enough so that when it splits into 2, you have enough of the materials in each cell. So you need enough mitochondria and enough ribosomes in each cell in order for them to function properly. And of course, it all must also have its own set of DNA, so the DNA has to replicate too. So all of that happens in the first stage. The second stage is mitosis itself, and that's when both daughter cells will need a set of chromosomes each. So that means they need to be separated into each end of the cell. Then the nucleus itself divides. The final stage is when the cytoplasm and the cell membrane divide to form 2 identical daughter cells. Now that you have some information on cell division and mitosis, have a look at these questions. Write them all down and put your answers next to each one. If you don't know the answer, look back at the previous slides to see what you've missed. When you are ready, press the spacebar to continue to the answers. How well did you do? Don't worry if you got some of them wrong. Have a look back to see if you can find the answers in previous slides. Or take a break for a while and come back to it another time. Once you have completed these questions, have a look at the questions set for you on the Educake programme.